Let's take a look at an app called the Geoboard app. You can find it here at the Math Learning Center apps page. If I'm using a laptop or a MacBook, I'm going to open the web app. If I'm using an iPad, it is in the app portal. You can find it at the Apple App Store if you have your own personal device. On the Geoboard app, it's really cool. We can use this just like we would a real geoboard in person, but with virtual rubber bands. And we use this app to help us learn about fractions. Take a look at this. I'm going to use a red rubber band to hook here, and I'm going to spread out my rubber band so that it fills in an area of the geoboard. If I thought of this geoboard as being one whole unit, how much is covered right now? How could I say this as a fraction? This is 1/2 of the geoboard. How do I know that it's half? Because I can fill in the same sized section going 4 pegs over and 2 pegs down. These two sections are equal. This one part is colored in. So this section, this size stretched out rubber band represents 1/2 of the geoboard. Let's see if we can make another size. I'm going to take a purple rubber band this time. And instead of filling in quite so much, I'm going to stretch out my rubber band so that it fills 2 pegs over and 2 pegs down. Take a look at this section that I've just shaded in. How many of these sections could we put on this whole geoboard? Are you thinking 4? Let's check it out. Here's a second section that is the same size. Here's a third section that is the same size. And a fourth section. What would we call this size section of the geoboard? We would call these fourths. This is 1/4 of the geoboard. How many fourths would it take to fill half of the geoboard? 2. 2/4 of the geoboard is the same size as the section that I made earlier with the red rubber band. 2/4 or 1/2 of the geoboard. We can continue to do this and look at smaller sections. Each time I'm thinking, how much of the geoboard is filled in? I just added the grid lines. What if I fill in only one of these squares, small squares, that make up the whole geoboard? How many of these orange-sized squares do you see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4 rows across and 1, 2, 3, 4 rows down. That's 16. It would take 16 of these squares to fill in this whole geoboard. The size of this fraction is 1/16. Here's a tricky one. What if I didn't even fill in a whole square? I just stretched a triangular shape like this. How many of these triangles would it take to fill the whole geoboard? It took 16 of these squares. 2 of these triangles make up every square. Did you say 1/32? You're right. It takes 32 of these triangles to fill the whole geoboard.